Many people say they value reciprocity. What they sometimes mean is they don't want to be asked to respond. I'm starting with the line that became the spine of this episode. Reciprocity without reciprocation is a promise without return. And the reason that line landed so hard for me is because I've lived on the receiving end of that promise for most of my life. I've been told relationships were reciprocal while I was standing alone in the moments that mattered the most. This episode is an extension of one I've already shared, where I spoke about not receiving reciprocity. That episode was true. And this one is what came next. Because I realized reciprocity can sound good in theory while leaving you waiting in reality. So today, I would like to name the distinction between reciprocity and reciprocation. Most people don't even realize that they're different words, but your body does. Reciprocation is a verb. It's an action. It happens in response. It's time-bound. It's observable. It can be named or missed. You showed up. I responded. That's reciprocation. Reciprocity, on the other hand, is a noun. It's a concept, a value, a system-level idea. People say things like, I value reciprocity. Our relationship is reciprocal. I believe in balance. Those statements can all be true without anyone actually responding in the moment. That's the distinction. Reciprocation asks, what happened? Reciprocity asks, who do you believe you are? And those are not the same level of reality. Here's why this is necessary to talk about. When behavior doesn't match what someone says they value, people retreat into identity. They don't respond. They explain. Instead of, I didn't show up, you hear, I show up in my own way. Instead of, I didn't meet you there, you hear, it's not transactional. Instead of, I couldn't reciprocate, you hear, I value reciprocity. And suddenly, the moment is gone. Nothing gets returned, nothing gets repaired, nothing gets named. But the concept stays intact. And that's how imbalance gets protected. In my reality, I have been the person initiating the conversation, offering the repair, naming the rupture, and holding the emotional thread, only to be told that the relationship was reciprocal. Just because I don't do it like you doesn't mean I'm wrong. That confused my mind, but it never confused my body. Because my body was tracking events. Who showed up? Who responded? Who carried the moment? Who disappeared when it mattered the most? And I was being answered in real time with theory. And this isn't accidental. Language shifted as culture shifted. We moved toward systems thinking, therapeutic language, values-based identity, long-term framing. And those frameworks are not inherently wrong, but they do something very specific. They move accountability out of the moment and into the abstract. Reciprocity doesn't require timing. Reciprocation does. Reciprocity doesn't require presence. Reciprocation does. Reciprocity doesn't force a reckoning. Reciprocation does. And that's uncomfortable. This is why so many people feel like I'm always the one reaching out. I'm always the one repairing. I'm always the one explaining. I'm always the one holding it. And they're not imagining this. They're tracking reciprocation while being answered with reciprocity. And that mismatch creates a specific kind of exhaustion. Because you're told you're in relationship, you're valued, things are balanced, while your lived experience says otherwise. And that dissonance is destabilizing. So let me be clear here. Very clear. This is not about perfection. There are times we cannot reciprocate. That is human. Not being able to respond is honest. Pretending reciprocity without response is not. And there is a difference between I can't meet you there right now and I believe in reciprocity. One names reality and the other protects self-image and unchanged behavior. So how do we reclaim reciprocation? Through recognition, not exchange. Reciprocation is not, you owe me. It is, I didn't carry this alone. Here's what reciprocation actually sounds like. That landed. I'm here. I heard you. Let me respond. I can't meet you fully, but I do want to acknowledge this. I'm not ready yet. I won't disappear. I just need some time. That's not transactional. That is presence. If you've been feeling tired, resentful, or quietly alone in relationships, this may be why. You may not be asking for too much. You may be asking for response and being offered theory. Most of us were never taught how to reciprocate in real time. We were taught how to value things, how to believe things, and talk about things. Not how to be present with someone in the moment they're standing in front of us. So if there's one thing I want to leave you with, it's this. Reciprocity without reciprocation is a promise without return. And it is okay to stop building your life around promises that never arrive. Reciprocation isn't about keeping score. It's about refusing to carry the moment alone. And once the difference is clear, your body stops negotiating with confusion.